And Woody likes the crooked cock.
You put the E in when you search that site.
So, Kyle, you're 100% off the Cybertruck train.
I mean, it doesn't
really?
seem like it's going to happen, and I want a car sooner rather than later. So, like,
Why is it not going to happen?
Because
we
Elon
had
Musk
like,
says things.
yeah,
that
we
don't
had,
happen.
was it Matt Farah?
Yeah, Farah. I think you're right.
Matt Farah, yeah.
We had him on,
guy.
and he seemed to think that it was likely not even going to happen. That they just wanted like
Oh,
more money.
What show number did you? I watch all.
Pretty
his videos.
recent, say 2 or 3
like,
ago.
like 4 shows ago, something like that.
Nice. Yeah, I
But,
trust his opinion on whatever you're about to say.
Yeah, he said he just thought it was unrealistic that in its current iteration that it would happen for a lot of reasons, and one of them being the European market. But and I'm also like in the market for a car like right now. But I keep like bouncing back and forth. What I'm like looking at right now, because I'm moving to Colorado either as soon as I'm either able to get out of my probation or October 8th, which is the other which is like the last day I could possibly still be on probation. So I'm thinking like maybe I need something with all-wheel drive out there.
Mm-hmm.
So I was looking at the Jaguar F-Type and all-wheel drive.
I like the car. I had a friend who had the you want the F-Type, not an SUV. You want a coupe.
Yeah,
or are you talking about the F-Pace?
See, I want a sports car, but I want all-wheel drive, and I don't want a
Kyle.
fucking Subaru.
Get an R8. That's like the de facto all-wheel drive, all-terrain sports car for people in the Northwest. That, and I think the GTR is also all-wheel drive.
So
I don't want to
the
spend
STI
$100,000.
is that way
Fair
out of date.
play. The F-Type is great.
What happened to the?
It's
I
a
thought,
really
like,
good song.
Tucker. It's not.
Yeah.
This isn't a Subaru solution, or maybe Kyle's just not a lesbian.
I literally
Subaru-
just said I don't want a
He
fucking
didn't want
Subaru.
a Subaru.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was, dude.
Subaru.
My mind is blown away by this car. This is a very handsome car.
Yeah, the Jag is like it's a clear step above from Subi. There's nothing that Subaru makes that is the same level of like attention to detail. Yeah, if they have an all-wheel drive car, that's a solid choice. There's
the
all
F-Type
Audis.
comes in all-wheel drive.
Yeah, a lot of Audis have all-wheel drive that are also good too.
I looked at the Audis.
Yeah,
I look at the Audis, the
fuck
Mercedes, the
Cybertruck.
BMW, because like it's kind of those companies that make all-wheel drive cars.
Mhm.
I think what I was really excited about at first was Dodge Challengers coming all-wheel drive, but only for the V6. And
Why?
it's like I don't know why.
That defeats the purpose.
It defeats the purpose. It's like
Yeah.
I want a Dodge. I was like, I'll just get a Dodge Challenger. It's not my favorite car, but if it's all-wheel drive and it's kind of it's a muscle coupe, that's what I want.
Yeah.
I'll just get a nice one of those. But no, only the V6.
I assume not a convertible. I see it's offered in a convertible.
I would try to steer away from the convertible being in like a snowy, cold environment.
Have a real winter. Then,
Better
yeah.
handling too in a coupe.
True.
Yeah.
And when I hear Jaguar, and this is an old opinion, so it could be out of date. I hear reliability issues. That doesn't concern you? Is it maybe not true anymore?
Like again, it wasn't my first pick, but it sort of fits it checks a lot of the boxes that I'm looking for, and it looks good. It's a little bit fancy. It's all-wheel drive. It's fast, and those are kind of the things I'm after in a car right now. But like, I don't know what I'm gonna do because like there aren't a lot of them that are less than like $60,000 that are all-wheel drive.
Your sleeper pick here, if you're looking for affordability, luxury, but you're not necessarily like, you don't really care too much about the brand, is Infiniti. The Q60, the Q60 is one of the, I think it's like 40 grand.
I looked at it.
As good as anything, but excuse me, but it's just like, it's an Infiniti. So it's
I looked at the
like,
front of it and I was just like the grill, and I was just like,
oh yeah,
next.
yeah.
Like it just grossed me out. Like just the front end of that car didn't look nice to me.
You're
Tucker,
pretty much,
What
or
does
the Lexus RC.
what does it's
I
an
looked at that
Infinity mean to you? Like I hear it's
What
an
is what?
Infinity. I think it's a luxury car. It's an Infinity. It's nice.
Infiniti isn't. They're a luxury car in the same way that they're kind of like a step below Lexus. It's not like a car. It's a car that I think of when I'm thinking like good bang for your buck. That in like the Hyundai Genesis, or I think it's just like Genesis now. So it's like you get visually, if somebody has no idea what cars there are and they get into your Q40 or Q60 or whatever, they're gonna be like, damn, nice car, right? But it's like not as good in the power. It's not like the materials aren't as nice as like German it's just a good car. It's not as nice as Lexus, but it's like a nice middle ground. So I don't think it's definitely.
And I'm worried
like,
that Lexus is. I haven't seen one up close. I haven't been in one. It looks small to me, though. It looks small, like the same way like the Audi TT kind of checks all these boxes.
That car is small,
but I've been in an Audi TT and it's way too small.
Yeah.
The Q60, this Infinity, it looks nice to me, but that Jaguar looked eye-catching. Like I see this in Q60 and I'm like, oh, that's a nice car. It's even a very nice car, but it's not like
50% more. The
True.
Jag is 50% more too. So you're like,
fair. That's a good point.
And I also looked at the Durango. I know this is like completely out of left field compared to the rest of the stuff, but the Durango SRT, I found a black one with like red racing stripes, and that thing looks kind of sick.
You're gonna die if you get that.
Why? What made you say that?
Because it's got the SRT doesn't. It's got like 500 horsepower.
Yeah, it's like it's pretty fast, but like I mean, I'm already driving a car with like over 400. Like I know how to be safe. I don't go fast.
You've been here. Yeah.
So and then the other option, I suppose, would be to just get a new Camaro, like I was intending to begin with, and then just buy a truck as well. Just like get some sort of like
a beater.
Get a beater truck to take out in the snow to get groceries if I need to.
What I've really started to think about as like having as an auxiliary vehicle is the new Ford Bronco, because it starts at like 28,000, and I like the base model. It's just like fucking throw your shit in there. And then it's like they have like very convenient stuff, like all the floor mats, you can take them off, and then if you hose it off, they have drainage spouts at the bottom of the floorboards. You can literally just fucking hose your whole car off.
I kind of like the way the new Bronco looks. The only thing that turned me off was I saw that it was on the Ranger's like platform or whatever, and not the F-150. So it's just a little bit smaller. Yeah, I don't know. So yeah, I'm actively looking at cars, but I haven't made my mind up on exactly what. If I could find an F-Type that was all-wheel drive and in my price range, I'd probably just pull the trigger on that, because I agree, it does look really nice.
Yeah.
And all-wheel drive sports car is real. I've driven a WRX STI, I think, is like and that thing's insane. Like that thing's insane. The handling and the power that it has in the corners. Like,
which one again?
Subaru WRX STI. Now I don't want one because I don't like the way they look. But someone had traded one in.
Once. It's what I love. The Lancer and the Eve, or the Lancer and the STI. You're like, oh, I love Fast and Furious movies.
Someone had traded one in to the dealership I worked at, and we took it out, and we just kept going faster and faster into these sharp corners, and like we just weren't feeling any body roll. It was just sticking to the pavement, no matter how fast you went into the corners. And like coming back out of the corners, it just had so much speed. You could just feel it digging in, and like had so much torque. It like well over 300 horsepower, because this one was a little bit souped up. It had like gauges down, whatever you call that thing that's between the windshield, the A-pillar. Yeah, it's got like gauges down there for the NOS. There was nitrous oxide in the back, but it wasn't charged, and it was just so goddamn fast. But I don't like the way the car looks at all.
Yeah. They don't look good at all.
It's this. My friend used to race in these leagues. Basically, they'd go to like an empty mall parking lot, set up some cones, and race. And the STI was the second best car that for that kind of racing.
Yeah.
What do they call it? It's not motocross. It's like autocross or something like that. They still do that, where it's set up cones in the big parking lot and just have at it.
It's pretty neat. Yeah, he did all this shit. It was like, you can do that. He was always like off-road motorcycling. He had a STI with a roll cage in it, and I knew him from off-roading. He had that too. But yeah, cool shit. The Miata was the best car for that kind of racing because it's so light. I guess weight is almost everything.
I ended on that note. I love the wordplay.
That was the best shit I've ever heard.